If you are watching this video, you've obviously found the Start Here tab in US History since 1877 for the fall semester. My name is Amy Graham, and I will be your instructor for the next 8 weeks. I just kind of briefly wanted to go over a few things with you to make sure that there was a clear understanding of the syllabus and some of the different things that we will be doing in this course. So the first thing that I definitely want you to do is look over the syllabus. I'd like you to read it. And so I wanted to make sure you knew where it was. Obviously, it's under the Syllabus tab. And if you will click on it, there are a number of important things that you need to know within the syllabus. And so, first of all, here is my contact information. It is truly best to use the messaging in Blackboard. But here is my out of Blackboard email address if you need it as well. My office phone number is listed as well. My office location is a little bit weird. This is the location of the office that I'm at on campus, the few times that I actually am on campus during the week or during the month, really. My office full-time is out of Oklahoma City typically, so to just drop by here and find me is not really going to happen. Email is the very best way to contact me, and it's followed by phone. If you need to see me in person, we can certainly arrange that, but that will need to be done ahead of time. We will skip down to the textbook. I hope that you have been able to get that from the bookstore. It is called The Unfinished Nation, and you need the second volume. The first volume actually covers up to 1877. The second volume covers what we're actually going to look at. There's a number of things within the course objectives. If you are curious of what we will be looking at and focusing on, then you can certainly read through those objectives, and that will give you some good information. Our course outline, I attempted to make this pretty clear, to give you a weekly rundown of what we would be doing, what you would be responsible for. I'll get to each of the details here in a few minutes, but I've gave you the chapters that you should be reading on that week during those dates, and then moving forward, anything in addition to that. So, such as the syllabus quiz will actually open today, and then you will be able to take that quiz through the 16th. This is a requirement. Please read through the syllabus and answer those questions as quickly as you possibly can to get that done. If you don't have that done by Sunday evening at midnight, then on Monday I will start getting a hold of you to find out if you are going to, if your intentions are to stay in the class, because without finishing this very short quiz, then we'll need to look at what we're going to do going forward. So that is a requirement, so please make sure you do that. You'll find the quiz under the exam section of the class. And then each week for the first 6 weeks, you will have a discussion that will be due. Each discussion will open on a Monday, so discussion 1 is open as of today, and it will be due by midnight on Sunday. So you'll have from Monday morning through Sunday night to finish these discussions, and I will show you, you will find each discussion prompt within this section. So if you click on discussion boards, and you can click on, let me move my screen here a little bit. Yours will look a little bit different than this, but you can click on the discussion, and it will from there tell you how to start a thread, and that way you can certainly take care of that. Like I said, those will open on a Monday morning, and you will have through Sunday evening to do them. So make time sometime in the week to make sure that you take care of those, and you certainly can do those at any point during the week. In addition to the responding to the discussion, you will also need to reply twice to your classmates concerning what they have posted. As far as the discussions go, I typically am looking for somewhere between 8 to 10 sentences. If you write some more, that's fine. Under 8 sentences, I promise you will not get you your full points for the week for the discussion. And if you choose not to respond to your peers, then points will be taken off for that as well. So that is really important. I want you guys to be having good discussions about the topics at hand, adding to, and more than just, I agree with your post, or I think that was a great point, but definitely adding to those thought processes. So if you have any questions on that, or you're unsure, feel free to email me or call me, and we can definitely talk more about those. In addition to that, in addition to your discussions that you will have, you will also have 3 exams. The 3 exams will be, they're listed here on the shortened calendar that you will see. So you can see when they'll open, and you can see when they will close. I will also open those on a Monday and close those on a Sunday. So you will have 1 week to take those. You can certainly use your notes. You can certainly use your books. So feel free to use the resources that you feel like that you will need. Being online, that is not considered cheating. I don't have you have these proctored, so you are certainly welcome to use the resources available to you. But please know that you do have, once you start that, you do need to go ahead and finish the test, as opposed to leaving it open and coming back later. So definitely set aside a certain amount of time, and just go ahead and take care of those within that time frame. In addition to that, in addition to your 3 exams, as well as your 6 discussion posts and responses to your classmates, you will also have a historical analysis paper. I'm hoping that you guys will have fun with this. I think it's important that we look at primary sources and implement some and utilize some critical thinking skills here. So even though we're going to be doing some writing, I really think that we can have fun with this if you guys will take the opportunity to do so. With discussion posts, they're open and then they shut within that week's time frame. Because this paper is a little bit longer, I'm sure that I know everybody has a life outside of this class, and I certainly wanted to offer you the opportunity to work on it and fit it into your life as you see fit. So the historical paper analysis, even though it's covering a time frame within the last part of our course, that is open and available for you to start as early as today if you would like to. You will certainly have to read ahead a bit to have a good context for that time frame and what's going on. If you want to wait, you are welcome to wait until later into the semester, and that's fine as well. But I do want you to know that's available for you to go ahead and start today if you would like to. So basically what it is that we will be looking at, let me see if I can get to it. The historical paper analysis is looking at 1960s music. And so I really want you guys there's a list of songs, and you can go to the historical paper tab and it gives you all of the information. But basically what I'm looking for is for you to pick one of these songs that's available and to look up some information on it. The title of the song, who wrote the song, who actually recorded it. Sometimes that's the same as the songwriter, sometimes it's not. The year it was released. And then the really important part, the meat of the paper, is discussing the historical, cultural, or social event that's relevant to the song. Why is this song relevant in what we're talking about, and in that time frame? And then also interpreting the lyrics and the message that you think that the artist had based on this song. So really putting it into context in the time frame, what was going on. If it's a war song and it's a war protest song and you're looking at Vietnam, then that's a very good possibility. There's a lot of stuff in there that you can look at, and some of it may be very different than what you expected once you start doing some reading on it. So I certainly would encourage you to make sure that you give yourself enough time to do this. The reason being is because on November 28th, which is the Monday after Thanksgiving, your rough draft will be due to me. Everyone must turn in their rough draft. Without the rough draft, I will not accept a final paper. So you have to turn in your rough draft by the Monday after Thanksgiving. And then during that time frame, I would also, after you turn in your rough draft, I am going to require that you use the Writing Center or the Center for Academic Enhancement. And that, let's see where that is in here. The Writing Center process is actually really easy. So basically what you'll be doing is that once you have your rough draft and you've turned it in, you can go to the Writing Center. You can either go to the second floor of the Learning Resource Center, which is the library. You do not have to have an appointment to do that, but you will have to take in both the paper as well as a copy of the assignment, which I've provided you with a PDF of the assignment, so you can print that off, maybe in the Writing Center or prior to you going, and then take your paper in. Because this is an online course and I realize not everybody is on campus, there is also the ability for you to email this in to the Writing Center, and they will be happy to provide feedback for you, and then you can turn in the final draft. The online tutoring system actually has a turnaround time typically of 24 to 36 hours during the week. And over the weekend, it usually takes a little bit longer, a couple of days. If you turn it in on a Friday, then I would expect it to be back to you probably Monday afternoon, maybe Tuesday. It just depends on how many are turned in. So I want you to make sure that you're truly prepared and that you take a good amount of time to make sure that your time frame is going to match up. And that's going to provide you enough time to make the updates and turn in your final paper, which is due at the end of the class, December 8th, which is a Thursday. So that is the basics of the syllabus. I have written out the point system of how many points that each assignment is worth, as well as how many points you would need for your percentage grades. There is a multitude of other things in the syllabus, and I would encourage you to please read them. But certainly, you'll need some of it for the syllabus quiz for the important parts. Also, you are, in addition, if you've not completed your Blackboard information page, please make sure you do that. That's some good information for me to have, as well as some of your other instructors. And so I would encourage you to do that as well. If anybody has any questions, I know I threw a whole lot of information at you. These tabs that are available to you, PowerPoints, there's a number of PowerPoints available for you to watch to add to your clarification of your readings. These historical videos are actually really interesting. They're taking a while to load, but they're very interesting. They make these crash course videos make history, for those who maybe have a harder time with it, a little more interesting. Pretty funny. He's definitely funny. So if you get a chance, listen to those as well. I would encourage you also to certainly use the calendar. The calendar has some things already added in there, and it tells you when important dates and things are due. So please take a look at the calendar and make sure that you have a good plan for the semester. This class goes really, really fast, and I would hate for you to miss something just because of poor planning. So If you have any questions, feel free, like I said, to email me or to call me. But definitely start with reading through the syllabus and the syllabus quiz, and then making a plan for the how you're going to tackle these. Be aware each week of the discussion boards, and good luck. Thanks.